Hey everyone, it's Biggs. Super loud in here, it's absolute chaos, but I'm standing close to the American Cichlid Association booth. We're on Saturday afternoon, the swap's going on outside, it's absolutely crazy out there. It's a little quieter in here, I'm holding it real close to me because one, I'm super gorgeous and you get all excited by that, but two, let's go take a look at all the cichlids that were entered in the show. Now behind me, that whole row and the other side of that row, that's all the entries for the American Cichlid Association Triple Crown this year in Louisville, Kentucky.
See, we have oxygen ready if anything's needed for not necessarily for the show fish, but for bagging up fish, taking fish home. See the amount of work that goes into putting on one of these shows, all the different construction of the stands, and it's all just wrapped in poly, so it shows all the fish off to their absolute best. Maybe black gravel isn't the best option for a lot of dark colored fish, especially with black backgrounds. But they're pretty outstanding fish nonetheless. This was one of the ones that won first place. It's a Marley Rye Sunshine Peacock. It's about the size of my hand. It's beautiful. This is a Hemichromis exul, which is one of those new species. This one's obviously it's not in color right now, so it's not all that exciting. It's still a gorgeous fish, but when these things are in color, they are lit up as fire engine red. Fairly young one still, but it's already starting to show all the spotting. This is Phenachylis starfire. Fundiamelia nairi, one of the beautiful Lake Victorians. This one took first place in its class. This one took first place in some of the, I believe they call them novelty class or altered fish class. This is a hybrid Alonacara. Just gorgeous. Look at this one. Look at that intense coloration. Hard to deny the attraction in some of these fish. I'm very much a purist myself in regards to the fish that I enjoy and keep. But it's hard to deny the color of that beautiful pink one. There's another gorgeous species. There's a fish you would generally commonly see in a show. It's large. I believe it was the only one entered in this particular class, but this is a chromide from India. This is the green chromide Suritensis. Move down the line, another one of those dragon bloods. Neolamprolus laluki. Looks like a Julidachromis, beautiful Tanganyikan species. The only Madagascar fish that was entered in the show this year was this Tychochromis grandineri. Obviously not a fish that's ready for a show. Setting up fish for a show, I'll put the link up in the corner, but setting up fish for a show about a month beforehand will prevent all of that, make all the fish feel a lot more calm. Another Julidachromis. We have a couple of wild discus, which are always really hard fish to show in this type of environment. We got some angels. Neolamprologus nigriventris. One of the few Tanganyikan species that I've never been successful in breeding. Beautiful species with that two-tone black and gray and beige. Gorgeous ophthalmal tilapia, I believe it's Nasuda. As to the locale, I don't know. This one was entered by a well-known keeper, Mr. John Krepper, and it took the first place award. Some fancy angels. Looks like an albino Honduran red point. This one took first place in the cast. This is Alocasia alocapi, I believe. It comes from a crater lake in eastern Africa. And and it has a very extremely high pH. I believe it lives in pH over 9. It's also called the soda lake cichlid for that reason.
Now, when we come to the other side, there's all the other entries in some of the other sections. This is a nice size. This one still has a lot of growing to do, but this is an Amphilophus chancho. This is a fish that could almost swallow this tank when it's full size. And honestly, that's a pretty good colored specimen. They're not a very, very exciting fish for color, but they definitely make up for it in personality. Dave Hale, this incredible Bromodes. It's a beautiful Central American cichlid. This fish won Best of Show, I believe, at Ohio Cichlid Association last year. Just an incredible fish, and you can tell it's ready for show. That is one of those amazing traits of a show fish. It's not scared, it's not shy, it's not cowering. Well, that is a terrific thing. Look at the size of that beautiful thing. That's a panfish. It's the same size as my hand. And it obviously took first place with Tim DeRoberts. Tim DeRoberts pretty much dominated the ACA this year. He took home, I'm going to say, at least almost a dozen plaques and Best of Show. You can see how this fish here is not showing well. It's very uncomfortable in the surrounding. It's very stressed. Heavy breathing, the fin fluttering. Some fish are challenging to show, like this Palmatochromis. I may be incorrect in the genera, but it looks like I don't know if that's a Nanacara. Is that a Nanacara adakita? Yeah, I believe that's a Nanacara adakita. And that'll always be, that's a monster male. But that'll always be a challenging fish to show. It prefers nice, calm, warm water, in addition to some tannins. You bring it into an environment like this. Absolute craziness. Gorgeous Tetracanthus is known as the Cuban cichlid. That is a nice big boy. He's both the same size as my hand as well. Got a beautiful Epistogramma cockatoides. A nice Frontosa. Now that's a challenging fish to show in a black tank with black sand and low lighting. All sorts of cool stuff. We got some Severums, but there. We got a Severum that's about 4 inches, and then right beside it, you got another one that's almost 3 times the size. We have some pike cichlids being represented. It's nice to see. Natural Severum. Virose fasciatus. It's the one that took first place in the class. And then we have some more Malawian species. Again, these ones are kind of challenging to shoot in this room. You can see my shirt. You can see all the reflection. We'll take a peek at this entry from Mr. Mike Thompson of this incredible Labiatrophis trevavace marmalade cat. It is just outstanding. Nice big Metroclima. This one I believe is Placidiachromis madoka white lips. Phosphorochromis rostratus. Sly fox. We have a nice big male Medusus. And I'm gonna go and guess this might be a living stone eye male. You see the subtle spotting that's below, the black spotting. Dominant males turn that beautiful blue color, which is challenging for me to show you right now. And another beautiful Phenacylus.